Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, we are going to be breaking into every stealth vehicle available in Grand Theft Auto Online. Stealth vehicles are really cool, especially when you're playing in a public lobby. For example, currently, I'm in a lobby with 27 people. And that always brings a lot of trouble, because people try to ruin your fun, as we know. GTA is one of the most toxic player bases out there. Try to do a simple sale mission and boom, a modder or somebody that just doesn't like you blows up all of your product. However, stealth mode is a way to counter that. You see, the way stealth mode works is it completely hides your blip on the radar. So right now, while I'm flying my ultralight, nobody can see me on the map. I look like this right here, just an invisible nothing. The only way you can see me is actually if you physically look up and either aim a homing launcher or something at my aircraft. But thankfully, it features flares as well. So, today's video, we are going to be breaking into all of the stealth vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online, their capabilities, and whether I think they are good or bad on the price tag. So, starting off, we do indeed have the Ultralight. Now, the Ultralight is a pretty fun vehicle. It features a machine gun, which, as we can see, you can kind of spam. The only problem is it doesn't really do a lot of damage, and it's kind of hard to use. So, like, we can see, I'm going to shoot at this car here, and it's kind of wonky, and its camera angles are pretty mid. I personally would like if there was a first-person view. So usually what I like to do is I'll hop into first-person, and then I'll pull out the machine gun, but it doesn't give you the same camera angle we can see. It doesn't allow you to aim down like you can without first-person, so it's a little annoying, to be honest. Because of that, as much as I want to love the Ultralight, it's just really not that effective of a vehicle, but it is pretty fun to mess around with. The fact that you just have the stealth mode alone is really, really fun, and it's a very slow vehicle, which means it's very easy to just land whenever you're in a situation that's a little dire. You just kind of do this, and there you go. You've landed the Ultralight. It's fun. It's a little cheesy, but yeah, I can't really complain too much about it. That brings us to my opinion, one of the most useless stealth aircraft, even more than the Ultralight, which is the RO-86 Alkonost. This is a really, really big jet, and it's cool. I mean, it's fast. It goes 160 miles per hour, and when you are above a certain altitude, you do go into stealth mode, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's a fast way to traverse the map. The problem is, it's like $4 million, and the only thing you have as a pilot is the ability to drop bombs. That's it. Not even big bombs. Like, the bomb bay is huge, but the bombs you drop really aren't that big. So yeah, the Alkonost is kind of a big L in terms of aircraft. If it had a lot of weaponry, it would be really, really cool. But unfortunately, it's just not really that useful of an aircraft, especially for the price tag it has going for it. I think the only reason it was actually added into GTA is so that you could use it as an approach for the Grand Theft Auto Online Cayo Perico heist, because other than that, it's pretty useless. But hey, you do have stealth mode, so I guess if you want to get across the map stealthed and this is your only choice, then there you have it. We arrive at more useless stealth vehicles, this one being the Annihilator Stealth. This is very similar to how the Akula works. You have weapons on this aircraft, and as we can see, just like the Akula, you can pull the weapons out and put them away. So putting away the weapons, I'm not able to use any of them, as we can see, and I am in stealth mode. But let's say I wanted to, like, attack this Bombushka below me. Well, that's not a Bombushka, that's a Titan. But if I wanted to attack it, boom, I can pull out my weaponry and start homing in on that person. It's very easy to do, but unfortunately, the Annihilator Stealth is just worse than the Akula in every way. It's slower, it's larger, it doesn't feature flares, which is honestly rather disappointing. It just doesn't really have much of a purpose to existing, in my opinion. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, it looks cool, and it does have homing missiles and a machine gun, but I just don't see the reason to purchase this. It has one thing going for it, which is the ability to rappel. If you have people inside of the seats, you can have them slide down a little rope, just like the FBI do. The problem is, it just doesn't really do anything in reality and is kind of useless. So, if you want my opinion of this helicopter, well, I was hoping it would blow up, but that's my opinion. It's honestly pretty dang useless, and especially for the fact that it costs $4 million, definitely not worthwhile to buy. That brings us to the better helicopter, which is indeed the Akula. Now, in terms of weaponry, the Akula is basically the same. It features missiles, and it features a machine gun. Nothing too out of the ordinary there, but I will say that if you have somebody else in a secondary seat, they can also control a remote minigun. But unfortunately, I wasn't looking where I was flying and crashed right into a building. Let's try that again. You have a minigun that somebody else can control, and you have miniguns yourselves, but as you can see, those are not the same ones from the front mounted, which is kind of cool. So the Akula has a pretty good arsenal of weaponry. It's much faster than the Annihilator Stealth. It also looks a lot better in my opinion. This is just one of the nicest looking helicopters in the game, and it's fast. It goes over 160 miles per hour. So the Akula in all senses is one of the best aircraft in the game. It's honestly one of the best vehicles in the game. If you are in a public lobby, this is easily one of the best options out there. I mean, yes, the Raiju will be talked about in a moment, but I think that this is still an absolutely amazing choice because it's super easy to land. Like, if I want to land this helicopter, I'm just going to yeet it right into the ground, and boom, we are landed. Taking off is also very easily, just full throttle. And the fact that it has stealth mode and it can survive a couple missiles is just pretty nice. This is the best helicopter in the game. Yes, I love the Sparrow, but the Sparrow is not a stealth helicopter. The reason I think the Sparrow is better in general is because you can call it out wherever you are, but the Akula, if you're comparing just helicopter to helicopter, beats the Sparrow in almost every single regard. It's even almost as fast. So the Akula is absolutely amazing. I would definitely recommend to get your hands on it. And that brings us to the newest stealth addition into GTA Online, which is the F-160 Raiju. The Raiju is an insanely dangerous jet. First of all, just like the helicopters, to enter stealth mode, all you need to do is press one button on your remote and boom, you are now in stealth mode. And to get right out of it, you do the exact same thing. The Raiju features an explosive machine gun, which does a lot of damage. It will easily blow up any car on the road. We can see there's a car in front of me, and not anymore. Oh look, another car in front of me. Well, it's a little tricky to use because of how it shoots, but it's not too hard to use. There you go, blown up car. The Raiju is just an incredibly dangerous aircraft in general and should not be messed with. It also features missiles, which are obviously fairly easy to use and will get the job done on anything that you need to. Not only that, the Raiju is the fastest flying aircraft in the game, flying at a top speed of 230 miles per hour, which is kind of crazy. And to pair all of that together, it can survive upwards of 3 homing missiles, which is obviously also very, very impressive. At the end of the day, the Raiju is easily one of the best aircraft in the game. The only real setback is the price tag of $6 million. Even with the trade price, you're still looking at $5 million. It is really expensive. I cannot say that it's a great purchase for a new player, but obviously it's a great purchase if you already have a lot of funds. Oh, and one other thing. It can go into hover mode. So you can basically be just like an Akula and hover like a helicopter in stealth mode, and then launch it into jet mode to go wherever you want. It's just great because of that. It is so absolutely amazing. So yeah, I absolutely love the Raiju. Let's see if we can make it through this bridge here before we move on to our next. Oh god, oh god. Oh, okay, don't hit. Oh, okay, we're good. I don't know how I didn't die there, but we did it. All right, well, let's make our way over to the final vehicle. Well, actually, I lied. There's one more vehicle in today's list as an honorable mention before we break into the final, which is the Avenger. I'm very surprised you made it under that bridge without crashing into the water, especially because our propellers hit there. But the Avenger is kind of a stealth vehicle. To be fair, it doesn't really need the stealth because it can literally survive like 30 explosions before being blown up, which is obviously insane. But the reason this aircraft is super dangerous is because of the fact that you can enter stealth mode when it is in hover mode. Now, that's still pretty nice. If you want to hop into the gunner seat of this aircraft while you are doing a mission, or you just want to blow somebody up below you, you can hop into the gunner seat, activate stealth mode at the same time, and nobody's going to see you. The problem is, while you're actually flying around and moving, you're not stealth. So, kind of takes away a lot of the purpose of stealth mode, and that's why it's an honorable mention, but not actually making it into the video for actual stealth vehicles. The final stealth vehicle we arrive to in GTA is more of a vessel rather than a vehicle, which is the Kosatka. The Kosatka is a really underrated weapon. And people really should understand what this thing is capable of. It has missiles which you can shoot from the ocean onto basically any area. Let's say there's somebody across the map that you can't hit because the missiles only travel about half the map. Well, that's fine. Just have your Kosatka fast travel to the other side of the map, takes about 30 seconds, and then boom, you can shoot people. The missiles are very dangerous and really easy to use. And let's say you piss somebody off, and now they're mad at you, and they want to go out of their way to try and shoot you. Well, no problem. All you need to do is drive your sub. If you dive it under the water, you are going to be in stealth mode. Nobody can see you. And you can obviously imagine that diving this submarine under the water is going to be very dangerous to deal with because of the fact that not only can nobody see you, but what are they going to do? Like, get out an orbital cannon and blow you up? I mean, it's only going to explode on top of the water. Taking out an underwater Kosatka is nearly impossible. If you're trying to catch somebody that's doing that, really the only option you have is probably a Toreador. You can go underwater, but even then, the Kosatka has torpedoes it can shoot, so we still got to be a little careful, plus this thing can survive like 30 explosions. So, yeah, the Kosatka is pretty dang dangerous. And at the end of the day, if you think somebody's going to blow you up, just hop into your Sparrow, launch some flares, and fly away. Pretty easy stuff. Overall, these are the stealth vehicles in GTA. There's a lot more than you'd think. There's 7 in total. Well, 6 if you take out the Avenger. But still, that's quite a few. If I were to rank worst to best, we would obviously have in worst the Avenger just because it doesn't really have stealth. Then I would do the Ultralight because the Ultralight's pretty useless. The RO86 I would also say is pretty useless. And then the Annihilator Stealth because that's also kind of pointless. And then we have the top 3, which is the Akula, the F-160 Raiju, and the Kosatka. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As always, if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.